Alright, so that's me. Yeah, my daughter's filming this from the car. And we're heading downtown for breakfast before the 2014 Ottawa Ride for Dad, the support for prostate cancer. So yeah, she got some shots of me riding by, which was pretty cool. Anyway, we had breakfast down there, which was great. And after breakfast, this is us heading out, getting ready to actually leave from the restaurant with a bunch of us. Down, there we are, down to the Aviation Museum. I think we're in the next bunch. Yeah, there we go. So last year we actually arrived about the same time, and we were near the front of the pack. This year you can actually see that we arrived and are near the back of the pack. So she looked very smiley. There she is. So, but it was a great, fun day. Lost people. I think they said now 1,800 bikes, and again between $300,000 and $400,000 raised. So great cause. Hope to see a lot of people there next year. And now for the ride.
And of course, that's amazing because a lot of
So we actually came down here with the CMC, which is a Canadian Motorcycle Cruisers, which is one of the groups that I'm associated with. And this was my daughter's very first motorcycle ride, I guess. Not just a ride around, around the block, but actually go out for a ride with a bunch of other people. Now, she only did the parade part of the ride, the motorcycle ride for Dad. As I know that riding much longer than that, she would either be bored or sore. So I think the 45-minute, well, maybe not even that, half an hour to 45 minutes was plenty long for her. I could tell by the end of the ride that she was getting a little anxious to not be on the bike anymore, as I could keep feeling her head just leaning up against my back, which means she's getting a little tired, I guess, of being there. But anyway, as you can see, lots of bikes, 1,800 or so in total. And here we go. So, big difference I found this year. Maybe it was just me and I didn't notice as much, but as always, lots of cruisers, but I did see a lot of other bikes. One of the things I didn't capture, because I didn't have my camera running as we were pulling into the museum, is as we came around the back, there was just a big lineup, and we were all sitting there waiting, and one of the bikes, it mustn't have been maybe 10 bikes in front of me, one of his gaskets or something blew, and he just dropped all his coolant, and it was just a big puff of smoke and steam. On a positive note, it's a good thing it didn't happen while he was out on the highway somewhere. Being here was a better place for his bike to be. But a sad way to start and end the ride. One of the biggest rides by far here in Ottawa, and not being able to ride on it, a little sad. But anyway, here we go. I'm gonna let you guys kind of watch this. This is us leaving the Aviation Museum, and as soon as we come up underneath the flag, we'll hang a right and we'll be off. Oh yeah, on a side note, I talked about my camera steaming up previously, and so I went online and checked a few tricks, and people talk about, putting your cameras in the fridge before you seal them, etc., etc., as well as the GoPro strips. I actually did both. I bought GoPro strips, the anti-fog strips, as well as I put my cameras in the fridge before sealing them up, just to try to pull the humidity out. And I don't know. We get up over here just around the ridge, and one of the cameras fogs up with the strips in them. As soon as we slowed down a little bit, I guess the strips did their job because they defogged quite fast. But maybe it's just something I'm going to have to live with. So we shall see. Or maybe it's the positioning. Anyways, this year's ride for Dad was a little bit different. And you'll see later on, I'll explain that as we go. But enjoy the ride, and you'll hear me again a little bit later. So one of the biggest things that I noticed, being that we were almost at the back of the pack, is that last year we were really close to the front. And being in the front, I find that you have a tendency to not have to stop as much because traffic doesn't get a chance to kind of funnel down to hit you. This year's path had a couple obstacles in front of it. For us especially, being that we're in the back, if you're in the back of any lineup, it seems to just run exceptionally slow. And the other thing I found was that the path or the route that we had was definitely had more construction on it, and because of that, of course, it was just much slower in general. So, but we do what we do. Going through downtown, or the downtown core of Ottawa, is always something to be expected, that you may have a little bit of a slowdown, and we definitely did. But all in all, still a great ride. The one thing that's nice about coming downtown on a Saturday morning is that, the police do block the streets for us, which is great. And I'm guessing that Saturday morning just downtown is, because Ottawa is a very much of a government town. Downtown's not overly busy, at least not at 9:30 in the morning. So the streets are pretty good, and we can move fairly fast through the streets, which is fantastic. And as you can see by looking at this footage, there's nothing much. Now don't look at our lane, but look at the lane coming, because our lane's blocked. That there's just really nothing much there, which is awesome. So after this nice turn, we're going to actually hit the River Parkway, which we get to head on for quite some time. And the parade will change. Parade is different this year. They only got blocking and the ability to not have to stop for lights and all this kind of stuff to keep the parade together up until the Island Parkway. And at that point, all the bikes had to then follow the rules of the road. And that's where things got a little different. And I'm not 100% sure if they should keep it this way, or if it was they did it this way for a reason, or if it was just the city or the police saying that this had to happen this way. But you'll see when we get to a point up here that here it is. All the bikes now are just kind of separating. You'll see, all the lanes just kind of get filled up. Everybody's trying to get ahead of everybody else. And a couple things, even though I don't think they did happen, is that having that many bikes traveling down all lanes is probably not the best thing. As well as there's a lot of people that ride in this that are not, they may be great riders, but they're not good group riders. And because of that, they don't realize how to ride. And, they just kind of merge themselves in, and they're riding in the center. And I had a guy behind me that decided he just wanted to pass me, and that screws up how we're staggering. And yeah, it's I don't know, at that point in time it wasn't really the cars on the road that were completely bothering me. It was more so a lot of the other guys on bikes that were just not handling the fact that it's group riding, and group riding we have patience, and we have to deal with everybody as a group. So you coming in and deciding to be behind me on my right and then be in front of me means that I have to, and the whole group has to stagger differently. And then you decide not to be there again, and we got to stagger again. So it was much nicer when we used to be able to go to the very end and as a group stay in staggered formation and end up at our first stop, and then we could all just break off into our own groups and do the rest of the run. But we shall see. Be interesting to see what they do next year. Anyways, I'm gonna let you guys continue watching this. It goes pretty fast, and again, I didn't record the whole ride I did record the whole ride as I did last year, but I'm really only gonna put up here footage from or to the first stop, which is where we all kind of park and end up separating and doing the polka run. Anyways, again, it was a very successful day. My daughter had a great time. She got her first patch for her jacket, which she's excited about, and I'm looking forward to doing it again next year. So great day. We had beautiful weather, 25 degrees Celsius, and what you're seeing right now is kind of the coolest it was all day. So yeah, awesome. Anyways, we'll see you guys again. Enjoy the video, and talk to you again soon. as you can see, this is where we end the ride. So we always pull off a little bit from the group just so we can get our group together. And here we are. We're in Canada, and this is where the poker run will officially start. So this is where Harley will go join her mom, and I will venture off for the rest of the day. Hope you guys enjoyed.